Hello and welcome. My name is Nicholas. I'm a gender fluid Christian patriot. I have bipolar disorder. Today I'm looking at, let's look at October 25th. I'm reading Mildred Stamm's 1967 publication, Meditation Moments for Women. I read these without commentary, whether you take it as personal inspiration or as a historical artifact. It opens with a passage from Scripture and continues with the contemplation. Here from Isaiah chapter 6, verse 8. Also, I heard the voice of the Lord saying, "Whom shall I send? And who will go for us?" Then said I, "Here am I, send me." End quote. Isaiah had a vision of the Lord. In the light of the holiness of God, he had a vision of his own self in his sin and unworthiness. There were 4 C's in Isaiah's life as a result of his vision of the Lord. The first, conviction. Quote, "I am a man of unclean lips." End quote. Second, cleansing. Quote, "This hath touched thy lips, thine iniquity is taken away." End quote. Third is consecration. Quote, "Here am I, send me." End quote. And fourth, commission. Quote, "Go and tell." End quote. After he had seen the Lord and experienced his cleansing, he was ready to be called and commissioned for service. Time in God's presence makes you ready to become his messenger. Isaiah gave a simple 5-word response. He didn't mention to God anything about his ability or lack of it, whether he had training, what connections he had, how much money he had, or who his family was. All he said was, quote, here am I, send me," end quote. He didn't know God's complete purpose for him at first, but he answered God's call by faith. Later, God gave him his, quote, marching orders, end quote. He said, quote, "Go and tell this people," end quote. Isaiah was called to preach to a generation of unbelieving and rebellious people who would hear and refuse to heed God's warning. Yet Isaiah fulfilled his responsibility by going. The late J.H. Hugh, it says, I almost said the wrong word. The late J.H. Jowett told of seeing 70 Salvation Army men receive their commission for foreign service. No one knew where they were to go, but each one received his commission with a salute. As Christians, we must be ready to answer God's call for service. God is still saying, quote, Whom shall I send? And who will go for me? End quote. What is your answer? I'll take that one with me. Thanks for joining me for this contemplation. Hope you have a blessed day.